Right, and live from the Kenyatta University Communications Center, you are just in time for the Thursday edition of the KUTV Prime Time News on this 27th day of November. Good evening to you wherever you are. A lot of matters in concerning elections have been happening across various stations in the country, particularly by elections to fill representation across various constituencies, wards, of course, and we do have a lot concerning that because the votes are coming in and they are being tallied as we speak. And there is a lot also that has happened in the country that is covered within this bulletin. But first, let us begin it officially. My name is Emmanuel Kutosi, and with me in the sign language interpretation is Sami Okello. Now, the by-elections in Malava and Kasipul constituencies were marred by chaos, destruction of property. Both Democratic of Action Party candidate Seth Panyako and Homa Bay Member of Parliament Peter Kaluma claim they were attacked by hired goons. Several vehicles, including those belonging to DAP-K candidate Seth Panyako, were also damaged during the fracas.
For Democratic Action Party of Kenya candidate Seth Panyako, the gravity of November 27th mini poll is evident. Tears, not of joy, perhaps the cost of a hotly contested by-election, ran uncontrollably. Kilometers away in Kasipul in Homa Bay County, the script is the same. Homa Bay Town Member of Parliament Peter Kaluma claimed that he was attacked by goons at Agorosare Primary School.
Right on the ballot. The people of Kasipul come out and vote.
It was supposed to be a peaceful by-election. This is what they were promised by security agencies, and instead, chaos and destruction of properties was the order of the day in some parts of Malava and Kasipul constituency. The two constituencies are kilometers apart but shares a common denominator: chaos and goons on spray. Both Malava and Kasipul by-election has evolved into a fierce race, widely viewed as a major test of political strength and a measure of unity within President William Ruto's broad-based government and the opposition. On Wednesday, the National Council of Churches Central Kenya region called on security organs to ensure that the exercise is conducted in peaceful environment, devoid of hooliganism or voter bribery.
Punish hate speech and incitement. The Bible specifically condemns hate speech and incitement, as we read in Proverbs 6:19. We challenge the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, the Kenya National Commission for Human Rights, the Commission and Administration of Justice, the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, and the Director of Public Prosecution to take viable, timely, and punitive action against all politicians who are spewing out hate speech and incitement. If you are too intimidated to do your work, then it's the high time you resign and let someone else take the mandate.
As voters in the affected areas await in anticipation for their next member of parliament, the rising cases of violence and anarchy witnessed today in the mini polls continue to raise alarm about the safety of voters ahead of the 2027 general election. Auma Evans for KUTV, Nairobi.
And still in keeping in matters concerning the by-election, several concerns have been raised over possible voter bribery in regions holding by-elections today. Among the affected areas are Mbeere North, Narok Town and Magarini constituency. In Narok County, Jubilee Party candidate Joshua Kaputa, after casting his ballot, accused unnamed individuals of distributing money to sway voters. Take a look.
So make sure unafiniliwe kidole. With the by-elections underway earlier today, several contestants have raised concerns over alleged unfair tactics by opponents aimed at swaying votes in their favor.
Kuna complaints ambaye tayari tuko nazo kwa some of the polling stations. Tunajua yale ambayo yanaendelea.
Narok Town Ward Jubilee candidate Joshua Kaputa cast his vote and immediately accused unnamed individuals of handing out money to sway voters. According to Joshua, he had identified 2 polling stations with suspicious activity, calling on security personnel and IEBC to act before votes are tallied.
Tumesikia pia na tumeona Ololtoto mahali ambaye mimi mwenyewe napigia kura. Kuna darasa ambaye watu wanawekwa, wanalipwa pesa, wanaitwa, alafu wakianza kupewa pesa wanaanza kushout mtu ya UDA. Tungependa kusema ya kwamba as much as tunaheshimu serikali pia iheshimu wananchi, kwa sababu sisi tukiwa opposition tungependa kusema ya kwamba sisi pia ni Wanakenya na tuko na haki ya kupigia kura yule ambaye tunataka, na wale ambao wanafanya hivyo tungependa kuomba sheria ichukue hatua yake, kwa sababu haifai kamwe watu kunyanyaswa kwa njia hiyo ya kuwakejeli na kuwalipa watu pesa.
In Mbera North, similar accusations went down as Chama cha Kazi candidate Duncan Mbui claimed widespread bribery. He alleged unmarked vehicles were ferrying money and food stamps to voters in several wards, a practice he says risks undermining the credibility of the vote. Rival parties are also pointing fingers, with the ruling UDA that is currently backing Leo Wamuthende denying the accusations, terming them politically motivated. The party says opposition groups are trying to delay the election by raising these complaints. With multiple constituencies locked by allegations of bribery, blocked agents and confrontations, the 27th November by-elections are fast becoming a political battleground. Yvonne Kimuma, KUTV.
Thank you, Yvonne Kimuma, for that report. Now, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IBC, has raised concerns over incidents of violence and intimidation reported during today's by-elections. In a statement, the Commission condemned what it described as acts of violence, hooliganism, and disruption witnessed in several polling stations. According to the IBC, the incidents violate Article 81E of the Constitution, which requires elections to be free from violence, intimidation, improper influence, or corruption. Despite their disruptions, voting continued in most areas, with the IBC urging all stakeholders to maintain peace and allow electoral process to proceed without interference. The Commission says it's monitoring the situation closely and will work with security agencies to address the reported breaches as counting begins and continues right now. Now, National Assembly Speaker Moses Masika Tangula has urged security agencies to ensure voters' safety during the ongoing by-elections, emphasizing that every Kenyan should cast their vote without intimidation or fear. He further called on authorities to uphold a secure and impartial electoral environment that protects fundamental democratic rights across the country.
Shortly after casting his ballot at Namahele Primary School, as residents of Chwele, Kabuchai Ward and other regions headed to the polls in the closely watched by-elections, Wetangula called on voters in all 16 affected areas to turn out in large numbers and carry out their civic responsibility with unwavering public commitment.
By-elections are going on across the country, from Magarini at the coast all the way to Nyanza, to here, to Northeastern, and just want to encourage Kenyans in those electoral areas to turn up and exercise their duty to vote for candidates of their choice.
He urged security agencies to provide sufficient protection to guarantee a free and fair electoral process, while also calling on voters to stay alert and report any suspicious activities to the authorities, stressing that such vigilance is crucial for safeguarding the credibility and integrity of the ongoing elections.
I have been informed in this particular station that there are few hiccups being caused by the fingerprints not responding to the kits. But there's an alternative mechanism where there is a hitch with fingerprints. The presiding officer is obligated under the law to fill a form. As long as the voter has an ID that is able to identify you, they fill a form to record that the KIMS kit did not capture the data of this particular voter. I'm told most of the cases are our elderly women. I believe because of hard labor on farms, they always erode the grooves of the fingerprints.
Meanwhile, the speaker also addressed concerns over fingerprint machine failing to respond to the kits, noting that alternative identification methods could be deployed to keep the voting process running smoothly and ensure that no eligible voter is inconvenienced or prevented from casting their ballot.
I want to encourage the security agencies to ensure sufficient security is provided in every polling area to enable people to vote freely and have their choices elected to represent them. I want to assure those voting in this electoral area that from the agencies I've talked to, there is sufficient security deployed and people should not act in any fear. They should go and vote and go home to wait for the result.
Even though some insecurity incidents have been reported at various polling stations, the IEBC has reiterated that it is doing everything within its power to guarantee safety and maintain order throughout the voting process. Ochieng Cynthia, KUTV.
Unfortunate matters happening there. And elsewhere, attention marked the Magarini by-election this morning after the Kilifi South Member of Parliament Ken Chonga was chased away by angry supporters of Democratic Congress Party at the Kanagoni polling station. The MP was accused of attempting to interfere with the voting process.
Tension flared at Kanyangoni polling station after Kilifi South MP Ken Chonga was chased away by angry DCP supporters, accusing him of attempting to influence voters, prompting police intervention as observers warned against rising interference in the Magarini by-election. He said Magarini residents are tired of years of mistreatment and political interference, urging authorities to ensure a free and fair election. He called for strict security oversight so voters can choose their leaders without intimidation or external manipulation.
Na sisi Magarini tumechoka kwa pumbavu ya kudhulumiwa, na kama angejua kwamba kwa nini hiki kitu kinarudiwa, hangefanya pumbavu huu. Kama ni kura za haki zifanyike, kama ni mambo ya kipumbavu itafanyika. Hakuna woga na ni hiyo. Huyu ni mbunge wa Kilifi South Ken Chonga. Amefuata nini Magarini? Kama si mambo na uwizi. Kila wanachopanga tunakijua, tunatubua. Leo tumemtubua ameenda Kanagoni na huko pia atatibuliwa. Tumejipanga na hatutaki kupumbavu.
Suleiman Rumba highlighted that they were in shock as Kilifi South Member of Parliament Ken Chonga has incited fear in residents living in Magarini. He added that this time around, the government will not organize people.
Tumeshangazwa na kusikitisha wakazi wa Msumarini. Tunaona mbunge wa Kilifi South Honorable Ken Chonga amekuja hapa, anatoka jana usiku, amekuwa akiingia maeneo ya Muyakae, maeneo ya Kanagoni kujaribu kuuzia jamii uoga ili wasitani in large numbers. But we want to tell him, hiyo serikali yote kwamba wananchi wameamua, ndio mtapanga watu, hamtauzia jamii woga.
He emphasized that they do not want a bad leadership and that no one can compromise with these elections because the people have decided it. He added that they will choose a leader whom they love and want without being forced by anybody.
Hatutaki uongozi mbaya. No one can compromise with this election. Juu wananchi wameamua. Kiongozi ni wetu, tutachagua kiongozi wetu tunayompenda bila kushurutishwa na mtu yoyote. Na wasihi jamii yetu watoke kwa wingi, wapigie kura kiongozi wanayemtaka. Naam.
He stated that this chance will be used very well so as the residents will be able to choose a leader whom they praise. He also lamented that they are facing challenges like threats and also not being allowed to enter in stations.
Shughuli inaendelea vizuri na natumaini kwa uwezo wa Mwenyezi Mungu, na matumaini yangu kwamba itaendelea hivyo hivyo, isipokuwa kwa sasa hivi vituo vingi viko na misukosuko kuhusu maagent. Kuna baadhi ya vituo ambavyo maagent wangu wamezuiliwa nje, na ninakimbilia huko niende nikaweze kusuluhisha hilo tatizo, kwa sababu mimi ndio candidate na agent wangu lazima awe ndani.
Security teams remain on alert as Magarini voters continue casting ballots, with observers urging vigilance to safeguard the integrity of the by-election. Linda Nzilu, KUTV.
Thank you, Linda Nzilu, for that report. That brings us to our first break on the Thursday edition of the KUTV Prime Time News. And of course, we invite you to join the conversation on our social media handles, particularly on the electoral matters happening across the country. What's your take on it? Link with us on X at KUTV_Kenya and KUTV Kenya on Facebook. We'd love to sample your comments. We'll be back in a moment. Miti miti, panda panda, miti miti. Our planet's future is in our hands. However, there is a threat to the brightness of this tomorrow. On EarthCheck, we share the challenges, the solutions, and the hope.
I would call this a very momentous day, a very critical day.
Every episode, every story, every step we take creates a ripple. Join me, the environmentalist Emmanuel Kutosi, on KUTV every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and be part of EarthCheck. Welcome.
A new era, a new people. This is the Law Matters Show. A program that brings you legal sensitization on your television.
My statement is written and just the quote the prosecution.
I think that this loss is a setback for Raila Odinga.
What policy recommendations were fronted by the candidate?
With diversity, we demystify important legal issues locally, regionally, and internationally.
What Tanzanians.
Join me, Elvin Onsongo, as I bring you more insights on law matters.
We are looking at social issues. What is the problem? Is it the economy? Is it...
Law Matters Show, creating awareness, advocacy, and enhancing lives.
Welcome back to the Thursday edition of the KUTV Prime Time News. Of course, remember the invite is out for you to share your comments and sentiments on our social media handles, particularly on the electoral matters that are happening across the country as the results continue coming in, as the tally continues across various stations within the country, with the by-elections happening for members of parliament, for also members of the county assembly. Would like to get your sentiments, particularly if you are from these particular regions, and also the atmosphere you view, and also with the general elections being like around 1.5 of a year away. What is your take on these happenings? Now, moving on, the Media Council of Kenya has deployed delegates to all regions holding by-elections, including Mbeere North, to monitor media coverage and ensure journalists adhere to professional standards. MCK representative Jackson Karanja urged reporters to closely follow the media code of conduct through the election process, noting that credible elections depend heavily on responsible and accurate reporting. Karanja also called on election officials and security personnel to give journalists the space they need to carry out the constitutional duty of informing the public.
Ni jambo ambalo limekuwa likiwakwaza wanahabari wengi wakienda kwa polling stations. Kwa miaka ambayo imepita tumeona wanahabari wakidhiakiwa, wakikuwa attacked wakifanya kazi yao, na kama baraza tunatoa himizo kwa washikadau tofauti, wawe ni serikali kuu ama hata zile serikali za kaunti, kuwapa wanahabari nafasi ya kufanya kazi yao. Himizo pia kwa wanahabari ni wahakikishe kwamba kazi yao kwanza wanaifanya kwa uadilifu, la pili kuhakikisha kwamba habari ambazo wanazitoa ni habari ambazo ni za kweli. Fact checking of information itakuwa ni jambo la maana sana kwa wanahabari, wakihakikisha kwamba wasije wanaeneza habari ambazo hawajazifanyia ile fact checking. So himizo ni hilo, na kwa zaidi ya yote tuhakikishe kwamba tunafanya kazi yetu kwa uadilifu.
And away from the by-election matters, President William Ruto has encouraged women across the country to purchase homes under the ongoing Affordable Housing Program. He made the remarks at Joyful Women's Organization's 16th anniversary celebrations held at the Kasarani Stadium. The president, while congratulating the First Lady for the milestone, urged women to register with the Social Health Authority, saying the Universal Health Program aims to ease health-related burdens faced by mothers.
Kwanza mimi nataka nimpongeze Mama Rachel na wamama hawa wote kwa ile bidii, kujitolea na kazi kubwa mliofanya, ndio tuwe na kikundi hiki kikubwa ambayo leo tunaelezwa ya kwamba imefikia zaidi ya wamama 1250. Miaka 16 baada ya kuanzishwa. Mimi nasema pongezi, hongera na watakia heri na Mungu atawabariki. Wakati nilikuwa mbunge, nilijaribu sana mipango ya kina mama hivi na vile, lakini lazima nikubali sikufaulu.
Look around you. Joyful Women is no longer a seed. It is a mighty mugumo tree, rooted, unbogable, and evergreen. Its roots are you, women of courage, vision, and determination, spread out in all our counties.
Congratulations to the Joyful Women, even in their 16th year, and their motion particularly in having empowerment cipher between them. We take another break right here on KUTV Primetime News, the Thursday edition. We'll be back with matters of a sporting nature.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Imagine a world where you are empowered to take charge of your health, where you are well informed about the latest advancements in healthcare and understand the policies that impact your well-being. Get ready to take charge of matters your health as we bring you a blend of weekly health features that engage professionals from across various medical fields.
When do you decide as a patient, do I need to go see the doctor? We are at a stage where we are seeing all this manner of chronic illnesses and we wait until we get a disease and then is when we go ahead.
From the most mundane to the complexities that perhaps seem overwhelming, we got you covered.
In terms of the factors that might be attributed, there are hereditary factors that means it could be genetic, so that's one factor. But there are other factors as well, like nutritional deficiencies. So some vitamins, such as folate, have been identified to be a factor in those. So
our mission is to break down intricate health topics into understandable and actionable insights. Join me, Yvonne Kimuma, every Wednesday 9 p.m. on KUTV's News at 9, where your health is our priority.
It's that time to get sporty. Now, Kenya's national women's football team, the Harambee Starlets, suffered a 2-1 defeat to host Algeria in an international friendly match. Algeria secured the win with 2 goals, while Kenya's Mona Halima Adam scored a brilliant consolation for the Starlets. The team will return to action this Sunday for the second leg, where they hope to return the battle that they received in a result as they prepare for the upcoming WAFCON qualifiers. Okay, and in last night's UEFA Champions League results, FC Copenhagen claimed a 3-2 victory over Kairat Almaty, while Pafos MC and Monaco drew 2-2. Liverpool suffered a heavy defeat of 4-1 to PSV Eindhoven, and Eintracht Frankfurt were beaten 3-0 at home by Atalanta. Arsenal secured a crucial 3-1 win against Bayern Munich as a Sporting CP overpowered Club Brugge with a 3-0 win. Real Madrid edged Olympiacos 4-3 in a thrilling contest, while Atletico Madrid beat Inter Milan 2-1. Paris Saint-Germain wrapped up with the night with a dominant show of 5-3, a victory over Tottenham Hotspurs. right, and 33 minutes past the top of the hour, and it comes to the moment of wrapping it up for the Thursday edition of the KUTV Prime Time News. I'm looking at your feedback, and for some I cannot be able to get back to, but also I'm noting that unofficial results are coming in from the various by-elections. We'll be awaiting, of course, the final confirmation from the IEBC to confirm the outcome, particularly in areas like Malava constituency, where matters are quite coming around, but we'll wait for the official information. That is how it goes. And of course, we'll be able to share that to you tomorrow in our subsequent bulletins. Of course, I hope to meet you once again tomorrow for the Friday edition of the KUTV Primetime News. And a big thank you to the whole team that was involved in the production of tonight's broadcast, led by my producer Yvonne Kim-Momonari and the whole team of reporters, the team on the other end, Major Minor, Levin Zomoto, ensuring everything goes in the way it should. From me, Emmanuel Kutosi, and in sign language interpretation, Sami Okelo. It's good night, sweet dreams, meditate, look at everything. Let's be better. Good night.